and welcome back to the Always Be Building Show, sponsored by Dynasty Football Factory Network. I'm Stephen Chalmers, joined as always by my partner on the right side of the screen, Mr. Ryan O'Dell. Deli, say what's up to the people.
So everybody, welcome back to the show. Got a little bit of things going behind the scenes to prevent us from going last week, but quick congratulations to Stephen for buying a new home and selling his current one. I want to give my respects for that. It's not always the easiest thing to do in this market right now, so congrats to Stephen and his family.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Very stressful month. Very stressful month, man.
Yeah, no doubt. I can imagine.
But it's a blessing, man. So I just want to, get a little off topic. Thank my wife and everybody for supporting me in this aspect of things. It is a lot going on. All the people that I've worked with. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, tonight, continuing these rookie series, is never too early for this draft fever. We're not going to know the prospect tonight. It's Garrett Nussmeier, quarterback from LSU. He's pretty high up on our quarterback boards. I don't know if he's Steven's QB1, but he's up there for me.
He is my QB1. So tonight was supposed to be Lenore Sellers. We kind of backed off Sellers with the head injury that he suffered this week against Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Not Vandy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, right?
Yeah, Vandy. Sorry. I was a little off on that one. Anyway, but we don't know what's going to happen with him. Missing this much time really hurts somebody's draft profile, really, takes time away from their tape. So we decided to pivot a little bit. We're going to go with Garrett Nussmeier. This is my pick. That was going to be the week after following. So we're going to allow Ryan to pick again when the podcast is done. But nonetheless, this is my QB1. I believe it's not even close. For me personally, it's not.
Yeah,
this kid's a stud. Garrett Nussmeier, QB, LSU. Let's dive into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, before we go, sorry. Dynasty Football Factory Network, as always, we love you guys and we appreciate the platform you allow us to stream every week. So with that being said, 502 YouTube subscribers. The number is hit, pushing for 6. Thank you guys. As always, the football content just continues to be produced at a high level and at a very quality level. So if you're looking for something like that, $19.99 annually, $4.99 a month, very cheap for a membership when it comes to the DFF. A lot of content over there, whatever you're looking for, and you get to hang out with us.
Yeah. Like I said, per usual, great tools. It's an amazing opportunity to have. It's not all that much. There's a few other Dynasty content pages that have Patreons that are through the roof. I think for what you get out of it, DFF has what you need for a cheaper price.
Yeah, the Always Be Scouting show is back too, just so you know.
Yeah.
Opposite of us. The opposite of us. They are strictly Devi C2C, which puts a little hindrance in what we're doing this year. But
yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Like we're doing the same thing. So, but maybe we'll try to mix in some other stuff on our side to keep us as like the Dynasty show as well. But for now, we're knocking out these college things.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. All right. Start off. Off to a slow start this year. Dealing with the torso injury. He's kind of fighting through it. Coach has said he's just going to play through into the bye week. They're trying to see what they can do during that bye week. But right now, he's playing through it. But last year, led the SEC in completions and attempts, had over 4,000 passing yards, and second in the SEC with touchdowns at 29. Great season last year. He did have the 12 interceptions. We'll get to that a little bit later, but he had a great junior year, redshirt junior year, and looking to build on it this year, but off to a little bit of a slow start.
Yeah, but isn't it funny how we talk about this and then we're talking about this kid and this is his second full year as a starter, right? So we're talking about a redshirt junior who sat behind a lot of talent, i.e. Jaden Daniels. And, Jaden Daniels had probably 2 of the best college receivers in this time to throw to, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr.
Yep.
And no disrespect to Kyron Lacey, rest in peace. Between him, I like Barry and Brown. It's a great receiver, Xavier Thomas, guys like that. But there's no Neighbors, there's no Brian Thomas Jr. on this roster, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have the typical LSU wide receiver university.
And guys come out of the woodwork all the time. And I can't forget Kayshon Boutte. You know what I mean? He's actually playing really well right now in New England. You know, Jaden had him as well. But I guess my point being is that first year as a starter, we're talking about 12 interceptions. Yeah, that's rough. But remember, they were in a lot of games where they were down. They're negative game scripts. They had one of the worst defenses in the SEC last year. And he had to throw the ball. I don't fault all the turnovers on a kid who's inexperienced as a starting quarterback. You bring him back, and now everything's just working right for LSU. We're talking about number 3 in the country, LSU, guys, right? Big quality wins already. SEC schedule is always tough, and we're only going into week 4 of the college season. It's very remarkable about what this kid's doing. I look at it from the whole picture, and just playing winning football is just it's key for me.
Right. Absolutely. And you mentioned the interceptions. I think let's get to some positives first before I get into it negative. But I mean, I think he's for sure absolutely the most pure passer in this class. I don't think that's the question at all. I mean, you say what you want about Lenore Sellers with his upside, with his legs, but I think Garrett, I mean, he's making throws at all levels. His deep ball has really, really good touch on it. That's his strength. I mean, kid can layer the ball at any level and can sneak between defenders. He great quarterback out of the pocket. But that being said, doesn't offer as much on the scrambling side. Only 38 rushing attempts, and a few of those to get away from a sack. So you see what you get with him. He's strictly stay in the pocket, work against his defense, go through the reads. And he's great to pick up on complex defenses. I think he struggled against Alabama a little bit, but the defense they run is close to the NFL level. So you kind of expect that for his first true season as a starting quarterback. So just things he's got to work through.
You know, Texas A&M also sports a very solid defense over in the SEC.
Yeah.
Defensive-minded head coach over there. And I really think the blitz coverages and schemings that he saw in that game really showed, you know, a true vulnerability when it comes to picking up defenses and scheming and blitzes and things like that. It was very complex, very tough game for him. Other than that, you just pointed that out. I just wanted to bring that up. That was another one that I saw. Checking coverage of the line, making adjustments, making the most pro-ready QB prospect in the 26th draft class. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
we're talking about these abilities here, and then we miss the fact of just how pro-ready his arm is.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? The pro-ready arm he's got the best arm in the class, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about other QBs. I don't like Cade Klubnik. Really don't. I don't like Drew Aller, and I'm a Penn State fan, diehard Penn State fan. I have not seen any progression in his game from his freshman year to his senior year. Haven't been excited for Drew. Lenore's, a lot of people were high on, but with this injury, we'll see how it plays out going into 2027.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There was this QB class that was hyped up to be a great QB class, but I think we were so spoiled with 2024
go ahead of ourselves
that we're trying to find that next class, right? We're trying to find it, and I don't think this is it.
Yeah.
But if there is one shining star, it's Garrett Nussmeier. But let's drop into it. So again, for another thing here, you know, for a 1-year starter, we're talking about he's top 10 all time in LSU passing stats, including yards, completions, not touchdowns yet, but he will be by the end of the year, barring injury.
And that's just 1 year starting, which is kind of crazy. So
Yeah, the bowl game in 23, also 395 yards passing, and the big 98-yard drive, game-winning drive to win that game, seal that game.
Yep.
Ole Miss, another thing that I looked at, in the fourth quarter, 2 fourth-down conversions, and he hits Kyron Lacey for a touchdown to win the game against Ole Miss last year. Monster game from him there. Just, you know, some flashes from there.
Yeah. I think the other big thing
Frank, I will get to that. I actually think I have a pretty good comp for Mr. Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah, always at the end, baby. Wait us out, Frank.
Wait us out, baby. So,
but yeah, the other big positive I see out of this game is he has a great sense. Although he's not a scrambling quarterback, he has a great sense of pressure. Especially last year, being able to evade, get the ball out of the pocket. Solid on the run. He made a few pretty incredible deep throws while off
Don't
his
we
back
wish he
foot
was
make
Joe?
a throw. He's
Don't we wish he was Joe Burrow, bro? Don't we wish he was Joe Burrow?
Don't we wish it was Joe? If it only could be that simple.
Only if it could be that simple
Yeah.
translation.
But yeah,
But-
no, the sense of pressure is great, and that's something that's going to translate instantly at the next level.
Yeah, for sure. So the ability to sense pressure is a keen knack that some QBs just don't possess, right? And it's huge when A, you're looking to extend plays, and B, when you extend that play, you're able to keep your mechanics consistent while you're throwing on the run. And guess what? Garrett Nussmeier does both.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. His mechanics don't change at all. His throwing motion is pretty much the same, similar. He can plant his foot and go when he's on the run. I absolutely love him mobile. While the rushing yards may not be there, I hate the way college concludes rushing yardages, especially after sacks. It's stupid. But anyway, I believe that Garrett Nussmeier has sneaky upside when it comes to rushing. I'm not saying he's going to be a Jaden Daniels 800-yard guy, but why can't he be a Drake May 400-yard guy? Why can't he be a 300 to 400-yard rusher? I believe he has that ability. Very athletic, and it's not talked about enough. While I know he doesn't have blazing speed, he has the ability to be elusive in the pocket. I mean, we've seen QBs like that before. We've seen Aaron Rodgers do his thing. I'm not saying he's Aaron Rodgers, but we've seen him do it. We've seen Big Ben do it. We've seen Eli do it. We've seen a lot of people do things that you're like, I don't know. But he can do it. He can.
Yeah. So you're kind of talking about the plus sides here. You know, his arm's phenomenal. Got great sense of pressure. Is able to evade, throw the ball on the run. The first big concern I have for him is he gets a little bit carried away, especially in big games, trying to play hero ball. And I think you definitely see that reflected in the interceptions. Instead of taking like the quick check down to the guy or just a little check down to your tight end, he's trying to make these big plays in these big moments to kind of prove himself. And I don't think he needs to do that. I think there's a few opportunities like A&M, even against Ole Miss and Alabama, where he's trying to make these big play throws when he doesn't really need to do that. So I think that's one big thing to monitor, especially coming into this season as he's coming in to get drafted. Is hero ball is going to kind of come to a little bit of a stop.
Yeah, but remember, I do think game script plays a big factor in some of the decisions that QBs make. And when your defense was getting torched like Swiss cheese last year, and I mean Swiss cheese, they were absolutely awful in every aspect as a defensive unit last year. Injuries didn't help, right? Okay, fair enough. A 9-4 LSU team, that's a disappointing year, right?
Sure.
We're talking about LSU should be competing for a college playoff football spot every season. That's just who they are. That's the dynamic they've set. That's the winning tradition they've set. And 9-4 doesn't get it done.
No.
But in those 9 wins, they trailed going into the fourth quarter in 7 of those games. So in saying that, we're talking about this. 7 of those games, of those 9 wins, we're talking about he was behind in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
In no way, shape, or form is that build confidence for your QB. You can't control clock. Yeah. You can't play that kind of football. You have to turn, you have to burn, you have to run a 2-minute style game, and you have to play fast. Especially in college, right? College, most of your mistakes happen on the defensive side of the ball. They do. Unless you're playing a truly stout unit like you're playing in Ohio State or a Penn State or an Iowa or a team like that. A lot of teams make mistakes on the defensive side of the ball.
Right.
A lot.
What you got for me?
Evan as well. The hero ball may be a function of Brian Kelly hating to run the ball. Teams dropped 8 all season. Exactly. I 100% agree. That also is a big factor coming into it. His game script for me was the biggest outlier when it came to the 12 interceptions. But I did have one more thing I wanted to talk about positive-wise before we talk about ball placement. Ball placement. I think at all 3 levels, he is an elite passer. Not just a touch, not just the ability to put some oomph behind the ball, put some juice behind it, but just placement. You're going to see some clips tonight that just, with his anticipation mixed with his ball placement, especially from a clean pocket, this shit's ridiculous.
Yeah. To your point, I kind of forgot that point. I had in my notes that he's kind of a wide receiver friendly quarterback. He doesn't really throw a lot of danger balls to these receivers. He's not really putting his receivers in danger, which is always a good thing at the next level. Because you can have a quarterback that you can trust. It's not going to put you in danger.
Unfortunately, I don't think we get a best case scenario NFL team here. I do believe that he will be playing for the New Orleans Saints in 2026.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate, but I really do believe that he'll be playing in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So that was my one last thing, ball placement. I rarely see him underthrow a receiver, and I rarely see him not lead a receiver into a situation where he can work after the catch. I do believe he has elite ball placement. I just want to point that out. One of my big concerns is his frame, right? So we're talking about a 6'2" quarterback at 200 pounds. Well,
yeah,
we brought it up with a lot of QBs in the past, and I think that his size could be a red flag going into the NFL. Not saying it has been to this point, but a 200-pound QB, a little scary.
No, it's scary. I mean, we kind of talked about that a little bit with Jaden Daniels when he came out, but he has that ability to rush the ball and kind of keep himself out of that. We've seen Garrett. I mean, there's games where he's taking shots left and right. I know we talked about the pocket presence, but there's sometimes you can't do anything about it. I think Texas A&M, he took 3 huge shots. I mean, it's definitely a concern with his frame to the next level. See if he can keep up with these, massive defensive linemen at the next level. The frame is a concern for sure.
In that A&M game, you talk about the 3 hits he took.
Yeah,
they were monster shots. But at the same time, he did get sacked 5 times in that game. And unfortunately, at the NFL level, especially where he's going to be drafted at, sometimes you're spotty. You're spotty up front. It is what it is. And they're just teams that even though they're a bad overall team and foundation, they're deep in the cap hole hit. The Saints have been deep in the cap hole hit for a long time.
Probably a decade now.
Unfortunately, you can mask the salary cap, but only to a certain degree. Yeah. And it just is what it is. I mean, look at QBs like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has had one of the worst offensive units up front since he's come into the league. And it's led to a lot of injuries, and it's not Joe's fault. But this is just what it is in the NFL. Unfortunately, I believe that's kind of a situation that Garrett Nussmeier might walk into.
Yeah. Got anything else for negatives? I think I hit all my points.
Yes. So plays in an RPO system, plays really fast, plays, like that kind of style game. I will say that I have noticed that after his first read, progression through his reads at times can be a little spotty. Once after he's passed his first read, I believe his completion percentage dropped from that 71% down to almost 61%. And you have to be able to see the game for what it is, the whole game. You can't just lock into one target and then look to go, you know what I mean, and just completely drop off as a player.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, these guys that play in these West Coast schemes, fast tempo schemes, they really don't have to learn the game from a pro style level of gameplay. And I believe that can hurt them at times as well, because if you don't accommodate that at the next level and you ask this guy to read coverages, you're asking him to dissect Tampa 2s, cover 2s, 3s, 4s, 0s, and where blitzes are coming from, that's a lot on a young kid. It really is. So
that was another negative I had. I didn't have it down in my notes, but I was watching tape. He does have a tendency in his first read to kind of stare at the receiver.
Stares him down bad.
Yeah, which isn't always the greatest thing in the world. But there's some plays where you can tell he's just staring down the guy, and that gives the defense to react a little bit quicker to get it done. So, but I think
doesn't even look the other way of the field.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do something to try to throw the defense off a little bit. Staring your wide receivers down isn't the greatest thing in the world. But I mean, all that said, we always nitpick these things. I mean, in the pocket, I think he's a phenomenal passer. That's not the question. It's just the little things he's got to clean up, as per any prospect. But I really like the arm, man. The arm's super impressive. He's almost a natural at it, if we're honest.
Yeah. So this is my QB1. Like I said, I believe this is actually shaping up to be a very underwhelming draft class when it comes to the quarterback position. He is my QB1. I don't know if he is yours. I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
All right. So my draft comp, believe it or not, I believe when he's in rhythm and he's passing, when he's in rhythm, he's like, he's on it, right? He's in rhythm. Everything's working for him. I see a lot of Jared Goff, but as an overall player, I see a lot of Tony Romo.
Ooh, I don't hate the Tony Romo.
A lot of Tony Romo.
Honestly,
I don't think there's many players that fit modern day. He doesn't move as well as Baker did, but that guy that can move around the pocket, deliver the ball on the run. I see a lot of Tony Romo in his gameplay, and I believe that's not a bad thing at all.
No. I mean, Tony Romo says he had in the league. I mean, as a Giants fan, I hate his guts, but gotta respect it.
Yeah. So I have 3 clips for you guys tonight. Shows a lot of positive things that Garrett Nussmeier does. They changed up the format. Let me share the screen.
We have some changes on StreamYard. Okay.
Yeah, they did change it a little bit. So I love this angle too. So this is a pass to Barry Brown. Just pick it up and watch. It's a beautiful pass.
That's what we're talking about. Touch on that ball, man.
I didn't watch that one more time. So we talk about here not recognizing defenses and things like that. So as you see, single high safety here, receiver one-on-one on the outside. It's easy. Easy toss, easy catch. Great ball, by the way. I mean, I say easy, but 90% of the world can't do that. Great ball, great catch. Just a great throw. Great anticipation throw as well. Like he threw his receiver open, and that's what we talk about. He just took advantage of the situation, delivered a great ball, and we're in the end zone for 6.
Yes.
Another great anticipation throw right here in the Florida game. I'll let it play.
There it goes.
So in this video here, 2 high safety, man on man. You're going to see the nickel DB float out to the right side or to the left side here off his thing. He's going to run a stem route into the end zone. He's going to split the safeties, and he just throws the anticipation out of his break. It's just an easy pitch and catch. Last one I got. And this be the Ole Miss game.
Look at the presence, man. Step up in the pocket there. Get that ball to his guy.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I wanted to bring up, right? So he feels the pressure breakdown. His left tackle's beat, steps up beautifully, just a little side shuffle into a step, resets his feet, has a deep crosser across the middle with 2 defenders trailing, and delivers the ball on a fucking strike.
Yep, a missile.
And guess what? We move the ball 30 yards downfield. And guess what? First down. We're moving.
Yep.
Easy. And that's who Garrett Nussmeier is.
All right, that'll about wrap it up for this one, boys. Per usual, thank you guys for showing out tonight. I don't have the number in front of me, but anybody who showed up at the podcast tonight, we appreciate you guys.
We got a modest 130 in here, buddy. Just fucking Garrett Nussmeier.
It's what we get for taking a week off, but thanks to anybody that came out anyway.
Yeah. So this was my pick for the week following Lenore Sellers. I know we have, a little bit of a question mark about him right now, like what he's going to do with this injury and how South Carolina is going to play it, what he's going to decide to do when it comes to draft time.
Yeah.
But so we're going to hold off on his profile. Next, we're gonna let you go and roll the dice one more time.
Oh, sweet. So I'm going RB1, taking a page out of your book. We're going to go Jeremiah Love next episode.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Can't be mad at it.
No. Really thought we were going to get into Lenoris, who I'd love to talk about because he's a polarizing guy. But until this injury thing gets cleared up, we're going to kind of push him to the side a little bit for now. But, hey, no hate I got a lot of love for Jeremiah Love, so we'll run him next.
Give him some love. We talking about Lenoris? We're talking about Jeremiah because I like Jeremiah a lot. I do like Jeremiah.
Hate Notre Dame, though.
Man, who is after Jeremiah? Shoot.
That's for you to figure out, big dog.
I think I want to go. I think I want to take the one and only tight end that really is polarizing. I think I want to go Stowers.
Okay. I don't hate that.
I think that's pretty exciting. I think that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So
run an early tight end. I know last year when we were doing these, I think we touched the tight ends at like the very last second. So it'd be nice to get one out of the way early.
It's not true. We did Brock Bowers.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
Last year we were late on Warren and Loveland. I think they were the two of the last ones we did.
Yo, just want to say this: Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts are polarizing.
Yeah.
They have not.
But quick PSA before we wrap up here. Watching the tape, Steven referenced it earlier. RIP Kyron Lacey. I mean, he looked pretty good out there with Nuss throwing the ball. Hate to see a prospect like that go down. Say what you want about his character, but you hate to see stuff like that.
See, he wants us to see. They want Sadiq next.
Sadiq.
I
like Sadiq too.
I like Sadiq. I do. I just think the tight end landscape is pretty dim. It's pretty dim.
I was gonna wait till we talk about it.
I'm not truly excited about the tight end landscape. I do like Stowers a lot. I do like Sadiq as well. But also shout out to Harold Fannin Jr., by the way.
Yeah. Shout out to Harold Fannin Jr.
Harold Fannin is making an impact from the gate.
Yeah.
So that's going to wrap it up. Next week, Jeremiah Love. Outside of that, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I know. I gave my speech. Like I said, per usual, thanks for anybody showing out. If you missed anything on this episode, you missed the first half, whatever. It'll be up on YouTube probably tomorrow night at some point in time. If I can get the thumbnail done in time, it might be up tonight, but we'll see. I didn't prepare a thumbnail. I had one for Lenoris, but not for Garrett. So give me some time on that. It'll be up on YouTube tomorrow.
All right. That's going to wrap it up. And we appreciate everybody that showed out tonight talking about some Garrett Nussmeier. And we're going to wrap it up here, and we are out.